Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. Back on September 19th of the year 2021, Tom Asheen introduced Acme Night to Cartoon Network, bringing back Cartoon Network's famous movie night that they had throughout the late 2000s and early 2010s. And Tom had said at the time that Acme Night was meant to be a place for families to gather and get together to watch something that's meant for all ages, whether it be a movie like Spider-Man 2 or something like Star Wars The Phantom Menace. It was meant to be a place where kids and adults alike could sit down and enjoy a classic film. Well, on January 14th of this year, being 2024, Acme Night came to a conclusion. And this is something that went under the radar, at least for me, because I didn't know that Acme Night ended until a quick shout out to Rodney, who let me know in the comment section on one of my videos that it had come to a conclusion. And this came as a surprise to me for a multitude of reasons. Like I said before, throughout the late 2000s and early 2010s, Cartoon Network always had some sort of movie night airing on the channel on Sundays. It used to be called Flicks at one point, and then there was another name for it at another point, but nevertheless, they always had some sort of movie night airing on the channel. And personally, for me, growing up watching Cartoon Network, I really enjoyed these movie nights that they used to have. I remember at one point when it first premiered, they'd have different movies airing every single week, and then later on, towards the end of the life of the Cartoon Network movie night block Flicks, they started to air Diary of Wimpy Kid over and over and over again, just week after week after week, which was a little strange. And that was the end of the block. After that, soon after they just kept having the marathons of Diary of Wimpy Kid, they just canceled the block. And I was really excited to see that Tom Asheen was bringing it back in the form of Acme Night. If you watched my videos from around 2020, 2019, one of the things I kept saying that Cartoon Network needed to do was to bring back their movie night, because again, I feel like it's a great place to just sit down and watch some classic or maybe some newer films on the channel. Acme Night, in my opinion, when it first came out, was a rather popular block. I think that it did pretty well actually when it first came out, and it had aspirations to be more than just a movie night, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But as Acme Night went on and as it continued, I started to notice that it was a little bit of a strange thing on Cartoon Network, and I say this because the selection of movies that they were choosing didn't really seem to fit Cartoon Network, at least in my opinion. At different points throughout the life of this block, they had these Star Wars movies, the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, air on the channel, which I thought were rather fitting because, you know, Star Wars is a pretty big property, and honestly I was surprised to see it on Cartoon Network since Disney owns the rights to Star Wars now. Then at one point they had the original Spider-Man trilogy from the early 2000s on it as well, and I was like, oh, this is a great fit for this block because this is obviously something that both kids and adults can enjoy, and it kind of fits the themes of Cartoon Network in my opinion, because it's like a, you know, it's a show that's not, or a movie rather, that's not too mature, that it's not meant for kids, but it's also something that adults could easily enjoy as well. Then there were some strange choices, and you guys might remember me talking about this a few years back, but they had a movie on the channel like 17 Again, and 17 Again is a film that I had never seen. I actually saw the film for the first time on Acme Night. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a good movie, but to me it was really something that didn't seem to fit Cartoon Network. It felt like a movie that was meant for older audiences and had some mature themes in it that maybe some kids shouldn't be watching of the younger age demographic. Then all of a sudden they had a movie like Crazy Rich Asians on Acme Night, and I have never seen Crazy Rich Asians. I don't really have any interest in the film, but again, that's another film that really doesn't seem to fit on Cartoon Network. And honestly, as of late, I haven't really been paying attention to Acme Night, so I don't really know what they have or haven't been airing, but to me it just seemed a little odd, the selection of movies at times, and I don't know how much that fed into the lack of viewership and the fact that it got canceled now. And the other thing I wanted to mention before, as I said, is that Acme Night was originally meant to be much more than just a movie night. If you guys recall, this was supposed to be the place where Batman Caped Crusader premiered on Cartoon Network. They were trying to turn Acme Night into this just family night where you can watch a movie with your kids or your loved ones, and then you could also watch some cool shows that are meant for, you know, people of all ages, like Batman Caped Crusader, which obviously that never happened. That show still hasn't come out. It's interesting to see that Acme Night's now gone, because technically speaking, when the whole checkered past thing happened back on August 28th and Adult Swim started signing on at 5 p.m., that meant Acme Night fell under the Adult Swim umbrella, quote unquote, even though in reality it's still the same block, still airing the same stuff. Now what I think is more interesting though is the the fact that they canceled this block, if you guys recall a little while ago, I was talking about how Adult Swim lineup for Saturdays is absolutely abysmal because at 5 o'clock they just start airing King of the Hill and then Bob's Burgers is on after, and it's like, okay, do I really want to be watching these shows at 5 o'clock on a Saturday? Not really. I'd prefer them actually either continuing Checkered Past on Saturdays or putting something else on the air other than these shows that, quite frankly, for me, I have zero interest in, and I feel like they're just overplayed on Adult Swim every single day, and it'd be nice to have a little variety there. Now, what are Sundays? Sundays are the same thing now. At least Sundays before were Acme Night. You had your movie night happening, but now it's the same thing as the Saturday lineup. It's just more King of the Hill and more Bob's Burgers. And so my hope is for Cartoon Network / Adult Swim, I really hope that they find something to do with Saturday nights and with Sunday nights, because right now it's just like, I feel like the fact you're airing King of the Hill and Bob's Burgers at that time is not great. I mean, maybe expand Checkered Past and have it air on the weekends. I don't see that being a problem. Honestly, I think that's a good idea, and quite frankly, I'd actually watch it a bit more if it was on the weekends, because as it is right now, I really don't watch Checkered Past much anymore because usually, 5 to 7 p.m. I'm busy with things happening, sometimes getting together with friends, work-related stuff, so it'd be nice to see it on the weekends as well where more people could enjoy it. And honestly, maybe they even have an altered Checkered Past schedule on the weekends, kind of like how they have Cow and Chicken and I Am Weasel airing, on Fridays. I know Cow and Chicken aired recently. If they have that on Fridays, maybe on Saturdays and Sundays you have a different lineup. Maybe on Saturday you have Cow and Chicken and I Am Weasel air for 2 hours, and then on Sunday it's like the Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. It's like the Craig McCracken double header or whatever you want to call it. You have shows from Craig McCracken airing for 2 hours. I feel like they can market it a lot better by creating blocks like that, like the Grim and Evil Power Hour, if you want to call it something like that. You have a half hour of Billy and Mandy and a half hour of Evil Con Carne, and that's your big block for, I don't know, Saturday nights or something like that. That'd be really cool to see. I don't know. I just hope that they do something with these Saturday and Sunday blocks, because right now, like I said, they're pretty abysmal, and quite frankly, it's actually a shame to see Acme Night go the wayside, because I thought it was a good idea. Didn't love the selection of movies at times, but I didn't think they should get rid of it in its entirety. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about the cancellation of Acme Night? Are you guys surprised by this, or are you happy to see the block go, or are you disappointed like me to see that it's no longer a part of Cartoon Network? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.